Hello students. So we shall continue with the next part, that is the steps involved in separation and isolation of DNA fragments, or the steps involved in gel electrophoresis. So gel electrophoresis, it is a technique, right? It is a technique used in separation and isolation of the DNA fragments. So DNA fragments, these are the pieces or fragments of DNA. So isolation or separation of such DNA fragments is done by gel electrophoresis. Now here, gel electrophoresis, it is a technique that involves a gel or a gel slab. Right? It is a technique that involves a gel that is called agarose or agarose gel. Now this gel, it is made into a rectangular slab, which is also called gel slab, right? Electrophoresis. So here, separation of DNA fragments, it is done under electric field, right? It is done under electric field. That's why it is called electrophoresis. So this process, right? This process takes place on a gel slab under electric field. That's why it is called gel electrophoresis. So what is this gel electrophoresis? How you can define it? So gel electrophoresis is the technique. Gel electrophoresis is a technique of separation of DNA fragments. Technique of separation of DNA fragments based on their size. So the technique of separation of DNA fragments based on their size, it is called gel electrophoresis. So the matrix that is used in the gel electrophoresis, it is agarose gel slab. So agarose gel slab, a rectangular block of agarose, it is the matrix that is used in this technique of electrophoresis. Agarose. This agarose, it is a carbohydrate. Under carbohydrate, what type of carbohydrate? So it is a polysaccharide. Agarose is a polysaccharide. What is the source of this matrix? The source of this matrix is seaweeds. So agarose is obtained from seaweeds. So that is the source of this polysaccharide. Then coming to the steps in this procedure. So first the DNA, right? First the DNA is treated with REN, right? This DNA is first treated with REN. So REN is restriction endonuclease, a type of restriction enzyme. So what are the examples of REN? So the examples are, one common example ECO R1, then there is Hind 2, and many other examples that we will consider in the coming videos. So these are some examples of restriction endonucleases. So DNA is treated with restriction endonuclease. So what happens now? That DNA is cut, right? That DNA is cut into fragments. So when DNA is treated with REN, what you get? You get DNA fragments, right? So DNA fragments are obtained. Now these DNA fragments, they may be of different sizes, right? The DNA fragments which are obtained, they may be of different size. So now these DNA fragments of different size or different lengths, they have to be sorted out, right? They have to be sorted or they have to be separated. So separation of these DNA fragments based on their length or size, it is done by electrophoresis or gel electrophoresis, right? Now these DNA fragments, these DNA fragments are negatively charged, right? So DNA is the negatively charged molecule. So negatively charged DNA is forced to move towards the anode. Negatively charged DNA is forced to move towards anode, which is positively charged, right? So negatively charged DNA fragments are forced to move towards the anode, which is positively charged, under electric field, right? So this agarose gel, now it produces a sieving effect. So under the electric field, agarose gel produces a sieving effect, right? So sieving effect is similar to vibrations or vibratory effect. So these vibrations of the gel, agarose gel, they cause the movement of DNA fragments, right? So DNA fragments now they start to move towards the anode under the sieving effect caused by agarose gel under electric field. Now the DNA fragments which are, we can say, large, they exhibit slow movement. DNA fragments which are small, they exhibit a very rapid movement or they move a little faster. So under electric field, smaller DNA bands, they move faster, larger DNA bands, they move slow. So this is how DNA fragments automatically get separated based on their length or size. Next, what happens? These DNA fragments, they are stained or they are treated by a compound that is called ethidium bromide. So the salted or separated DNA fragments are treated with an stain or a compound that is called ethidium bromide. So after staining, These DNA fragments, they appear orange. DNA fragments, they appear orange under UV light. So stained DNA fragments, they appear orange in UV light. After this, the next step is elution. The next step is the elution. So DNA fragments from the agarose gel slab, they are cut out and they are extracted, right? DNA fragments are cut out and extracted from agarose gel slab. This process of extraction of separated DNA fragments from the gel slab, it is called elution, right? Then these DNA fragments, now they are used for creating recombinant DNA, right? After elution, these fragments, they can be used to create recombinant DNA molecules, right? So that means these DNA fragments, they are inserted in the plasmids and recombinant DNA molecule is obtained. So these are the steps which come under gel electrophoresis, or these are the steps in separation and isolation of DNA fragments. So you may expect this as a 3 or 5 mark question. So a 3 mark question, draw a label diagram of gel electrophoresis. So you have to draw this diagram. See here in this diagram what you can see? You can see this is the agarose gel slab, a rectangular piece of agarose gel. On one side, these are the cavities which are called one well, pleural wells. These cavities are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. These wells are meant for taking DNA fragments. After that, electric field is applied to this agarose gel slab. Under the electric field, these DNA fragments, okay, before introducing DNA fragments here, the step is to cut. So DNA fragments are treated with restriction endonuclease, right? DNA fragments are treated with restriction endonuclease. So this DNA, after treatment with REM, it gets fragmented, it is converted into small pieces. Those DNA fragments are taken in these wells and electric field is applied. Under electric field, these DNA fragments, now they start moving from cathode to anode in this direction. So these DNA fragments, they start moving towards the anode. The negatively charged DNA fragments, they start moving towards anode under electric field. Now, this agarose gel slab, it produces a sieving effect or a vibratory effect. So under these vibrations, DNA fragments start moving towards the anode and they get separated or sorted out depending upon their size. The larger ones, they lag behind, they remain behind. The smaller DNA fragments, they move faster. So smaller ones you can see at one end, larger ones at another end, right? So towards cathode you can see the larger fragments, towards anode you can see the smaller fragments. So this sorting out of DNA fragments or separation of DNA fragments based on their size, right? It is done by this technique called gel electrophoresis. Now these DNA fragments, they are treated with a compound that is called ethidium bromide. So after treatment with this stain, ethidium bromide, they appear orange. So these DNA fragments, they look orange under UV light. After that, these DNA fragments are extracted or they are removed from this agarose gel. So extraction of DNA fragments from this agarose gel slab, it is called elution. Now these DNA fragments, they can be used, right? They can be used for constructing recombinant DNA. Fine. So those are the steps involved here. So diagram you can expect as a 3-mark question. Draw a label diagram of gel electrophoresis. Or for 5 marks you can expect. Explain the steps or explain with the label diagram the steps involved in separation and isolation of DNA fragments, or explain the steps involved in gel electrophoresis with a labeled diagram. So with the help of this diagram, you have to explain the steps. Then you may expect 1-mark questions, right? 1-mark questions like name the compound used for staining DNA fragments in gel electrophoresis. So which compound? It is ethidium bromide. Then you may expect name the matrix used in gel electrophoresis. So you have to write agarose gel slab or agarose gel is the matrix. Then you may expect name the source of agarose gel used in gel electrophoresis. So the source is seaweeds. Then you may expect a question, what is elution? So what you have to write? So elution means, see here, DNA fragments are cut out and extracted from the agarose gel slab by a process called elution. In simple words, DNA fragments are extracted from the agarose gel slab by a step called elution, and later on they are used to make recombinant DNA. So these are the, you can say, 1-mark questions which you can expect from this topic, that is gel electrophoresis. Then after this we will consider in brief the cloning vectors. So what do you mean by these cloning vectors? Just I'll give you one brief idea and that shall continue in the next video. So cloning vectors, see a vector is a vehicle. Vector is a vehicle. So normally vehicle is used in the transport. So vector also is involved in transport. So vector is a vehicle that transports genes or DNA or desired gene, right? So desired gene, it is transported from where to where? It is transported from the selected organism to the host cell. So desired gene is transported from selected organism, the organism that you select, right? So selected organism to host cell. It is done by a vector. So such vectors, basically they are plasmids. Already we have discussed in brief about plasmids in the previous video. So plasmids are used as vectors to transfer desired gene from selected organism to the host. What happens to that desired gene in the host? In the host, that desired gene multiplies, means gene cloning, right? Gene cloning takes place in the host. So host cell is mainly used to clone the desired gene, and that step is called gene cloning. So gene cloning is a process of making multiple copies of desired gene, right? So in biotechnology, host cells are used for gene cloning, and the commonly used host cell is Escherichia coli, a colon bacterium. It is called colon bacterium. Colon means human intestine. So these bacteria, they are found in human intestine. That's why they are called colon bacteria, right? So E. coli is commonly used as a host cell where gene cloning is done. So cloning vectors we shall consider in the next video. So with this we will stop and continue, right, in the coming video. Thank you.